AKA Patters, a long day's journey into night. I'm sorry, we've been away from StanUARY for a little bit, but we're back. Look, throughout the month, even today, even right here, before we even sat down, I'm drinking my coffee, got the coffee cough. I'm taking notes on everything we're doing for this month, just streaming content wise, production wise, audio, video, all of it. And you make these lists and you set these goals, and they're not really goals. It's just like a massive to-do list. And along the way, things happen, opportunities arise, other opportunities crumble. And like sometimes you're just a little bit lost with what the next move is because you have so much going on, and that can get overwhelming. That's not exactly the case. I'm just trying to explain to all of you that we do have a lot going on. Sometimes there's like a stutter step, and you have to keep going. Last night, I thought for sure I was going to stream at 11, which is usually a dead stream. But I said, just do it. Just go and do it. I worked out, ate, relatively for the first time that day. Got completely obliterated. I lost all energy, my energy. And this is coffee I started drinking last night. This is leftover coffee. I thought I was going to power through, rescheduled it for 6 o'clock in the morning. I missed my 4 a.m. wake up call. So we're here. It's 9 o'clock. It's TGIF. It's the beginning of the business day. I say, let's go. Let's go. Let's effing go. Let's have a good time. We have over here on the tablet, I have the Spider-Woman 70s TV cartoon running that I absolutely love. I've been getting so into the 70s Marvel stuff. Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends, Incredible Hulk. I just love the music for all of those. Again, more StanUARY stuff. I guess maybe for some of the Spider-Man prompts, I could have gotten away with a little bit of Spider-Woman. Not Spider-Gwen so much. But hey, guys, if you are joining me, if you're hanging out, cheers. Thank you for taking the time. Everything's been growing. Jeez, even the podcast has been growing. And I haven't been tending to that, mostly because of Dallas. Dallas really did a number on my power supply for my soundboard that I use for the podcast. So, Dallas is in the timeout. Not really. Dallas is king. He's the king of the castle, but we do love him. We are doing Chakra here, and if you've read the description, Chakra kind of had like a good run when he was pushed, and again just faded away into the realms of forgetfulness. And it's so sad because I think he's such a cool looking character. I think he's such a really cool idea. We're taking liberties here, as always, with the hair, because we like to do wild, fun-looking hair. But yeah, Chakra is a Indian superhero boy. And I don't know if he predates Miss Marvel. Like he very well could. But I just said, let's just do this guy. Let's do him in his cartoony style. We're going to break out the brush. We're going to just add some nice contrast. A lot of sketchbooking, if you want to call it that, is how you design the actual sketchbook flip when you go through the, page by page. That's a feature of the sketchbook that people take for granted and they don't even think about. But here at AKA Pad, we do. We try and consider all things at all times. We try and be omnipresent in our decisions. And that doesn't mean every decision all the time is going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes along the way. But yeah, we're kind of tapping into a little bit of my cartooning style here. And there's something off here about the neck to traps to deltoid combination here. I wanted to say flow because it really is a flow. It's a definite flow state when you're doing anatomy. Like anatomy is always one form perfectly fits into the other, even if you are being abstract, even when you're not being serious. It's going to fit, and that's real drawing there, where you can kind of go abstract, you can go ridiculous, and you get that little bit of that magic where it just works. It just works. We're also working, we have the workday ahead of us today, and I gotta go through the 9 to 5. I think. Nope. Speaking of the 9 to 5, hold up here, everyone. We got a message. It's so hard to dissect and determine the messages from time to time. Yeah, but let's go. Let's have a good time. We try and do as much before the workday as possible sometimes. I'm hoping today is a slow day. I thought I was going to have someone coming in to meet up with me work-wise. And I'm not sure if that's today or like Monday. So, and I'm not going to go my schedule. Just not going to do it. Usually, the way how I schedule is other people schedule for me. If things, if I can't do certain things, I'll let people know. I'm usually very forward on that, and that's it. And I try and maintain limited appointments in one day, because of the nature of my communication and basically how I work. I do not like to put too much forward. I don't, we do things one at a time. Essentially, you get a lot more done that way, and I know that's I know that's a little bit of a unpopular opinion because people think you kind of have to be 24/7 available and this and that. And I'm fine with just saying no. This is a great image. How come I couldn't find this one? But Chakra's really cool though. I love his design. He's got like a very he's got very believable design, which I absolutely love. I like characters that kind of have a little bit of like they're kind of homegrown-ish. They just have, especially new characters, they have a little bit of that. Hey, like I'm a new character. That like not just like it kind of it's a little bit meta. Like it doubles as an actual pitch. Like this is a new thing. Like get into it. But then again, the character himself, in this case himself, Chakra here is new. So why wouldn't he? Right, like the costume should maybe evolve through time. I think so many people, when you put out like a new character, you're hell bent on it being like quote unquote on model and perfect. And I don't know. A lot of times when I draw people's characters, I tell them, "Hey, I'm going to I'm not changing things, but I'm going to draw things a certain way. It may not exactly line up with you." It's not going to be 100% because you're not paying me to draw on model. You're paying me for my interpretations, for my take, for my spin. Sean, oh my God, Sean, Sean, you're killing me with that comment because that's been on my number one, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, Wildstorm Comics, Dynamite Entertainment, right? The crossover we never thought would happen. During what we can kind of say too is the third generation or the third phase of Wildstorm Productions, which was mostly their imprint and licensing phase, and relatively at this time within Wildstorm, their publishing really went off to superheroes. It was mostly Authority and Planetary and the Establishment, if you remember that one. We had the licensing, we had the imprints like Astro City. Cliffhanger was kind of like stumbling at that point. That this series, I've been dying to get it, period, because I wanted, like, it's the licensing dream. It's a dream scenario of the properties merging. And right, and like, does it go into Freddy versus Jason? I thought there was like a little bit of a plot point that crossed over, but there's so many questions I have about that. I've been chomping at the bit to make sure I get the J. Scott Campbell interconnecting covers. But the pricing is insane, and some of the individual issues pretty much, like came down. But it's so tough. But I haven't read it, and believe it or not, back with my original comic book collection, I wouldn't even say collection, it was a comic book hoard. I had, like, I know I had the J. Scott covers because I was working at a comic shop when those dropped. So F my life. Sean, you have it's like, I want those so bad. You're gonna make me look them up right now. Oh, let me take this phone call. Sorry about that. Guys, we do get work calls when we're doing stuff in the middle of the day. Well, we're not in the middle of the day, at the beginning of the day. So I was about to look up those Jason versus Freddy versus Ash. I'm really upset now. Hopefully maybe maybe some of the pricing dropped with the frenzy people have now for some of those James Gunn DC Universe keys. Like maybe some of the money's flowing in that direction. A lot of the pricing too for eBay, it's just people who are dealers, and no fault. I mean, but they set these like super high pricing when the book's kind of like selling at a good level. They they kind of cross their fingers, but they set a super high price, and then the book kind of like goes down, or interest just fades. But they keep the pricing. They never adjust it, and the books. Some of these books just sit there for years from the same dealers, and a lot of them too. I'll direct message them, and I'll be like, "Hey, you've had this book for a while, and I'm not seeing I'm not seeing how much it's not worth what you're claiming or what you're trying to get." And sometimes they'll come back with a compromise. They'll shoot you a number, and they'll say, I can send you like an offer for this much. And usually I'm just like, yeah, let's go, like let's do it. But let's have a look. So we just got Chakra's face handled. All right, let's do this. Freddy versus Ash versus Jason. Yeah, see, look, 1 through 3, 145, and that's not even the J. Scott stuff. Here's 1 through 6 complete, 1 bid, 6 days, $20 shipping. Like I would almost buy the J. Scott triple cover if it was. I mean, in my view, reasonable for that is like $60. Yeah, see, like here's 2, 3, and 4 interconnecting non-J. Scott for 92. That's actually not terrible. And here's the J. Scott for 200 with the second printing. That's actually convenient. Geez, 200, make offer. I'll make an offer for 100. Let's see. All right, we sent this off. For 100. Let's hope. I don't think that's terrible, because some of the Freddy individuals are listed for 60. It's just, if you can get those J. Scott covers out of the way, the rest is easy. And you can kind of make the argument that the rest is dollar bin fodder. Look at this cover. So these just have been crawling up in price. One of these things are fair. And was this? I know I looked it up and I forget it. If this was 1 series or 2. I think it was 2. So let's kind of go back here. We got Chakra. let's get back to Chakra real quick, and then we'll look more of that up. Yeah, I would love to handle this character. I would do it two ways. Like I would do him as a adult, and then as a kid in a cartoon style. Like his flashbacks when he's a kid would be all cartoony. One more hair drop here. Traditional comic book inking. The Way of the Dodo. While we're talking, a new video should have dropped. So let's look up that flash. Ash. Let's look that up. So here we go. Here's the wiki. Yeah, see, the story serves as a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason and the Evil Dead trilogy. That is awesome. 6 issues, okay. I'm not worried about the other issues because I want to read it, but I also want the J. Scott covers. If I could get the J. Scott covers in the trade, I'll call that fair. I'll call that fair game. Where are we at here? 30 minutes. But yeah, and then I would do his modern day version, like him in adulthood, which there seems to be artwork for, and I don't know if that's like fan art. I could not, and I sat down. That's one of the reasons why this stream too was a little bit delayed, cause yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just watch one of the movies. Like, hopefully, it's available on Amazon, or I think they were on Cartoon Network. So I'm like, are they on uh, HBO Max? And I couldn't find. I mean, I don't know. Like, am I searching for the stuff wrong? Am I not giving it enough time? But like a lot of these, a lot of these unknown characters I've been using for StanUARY, I kind of wanted to educate myself along the way, just so I can speak about it and be more helpful to people who kind of find these streams down the road and want to know about the character. Yeah, so that kind of always delays you a little bit, because you just say to yourself, well, maybe if I can start an hour from now, I'll watch it, be able to kind of have things fresh in my mind so I can talk about it. What do we got here? This is crazy. I don't know. Best offer declined. I hate that. Like it. I get it. I don't. I really don't think that's a lowball offer, but at the same time, make a counter offer. People, there is a little bit of an epidemic of bad sellers, just like bad ideas that people hook in on. Like they take a lot. Too many of these dealers take it personal when you give them an offer, especially people that have like high ratings on eBay. Like he can go to my profile and he sees it's in like perfect standing. So whatever. Like let's do business. People just get so paranoid with losing money like that. In a way, it's meaningless. If you're a dealer, you know, like your job's to deal. Oh, you know, we gave him, we kind of messed up his emblem. We definitely messed up his emblem. That's all right. What we'll do though is we'll do some of that. Well, crap. I was excited there for a second. Because sometimes there's been plenty of times where I made offers like that and you know, people just want to sell, so they accept it and move on and it ships within an hour if you after you paid. Yeah, I've done that with some like quote unquote pricey or hot bucks or hot editions and all that stuff. Not going to let it bum out my data. I thought I was going to have to redraw some of this too. I just kind of remembered not liking the pose or the direction of the drawing. This is addicting though, just kind of to see things come to life. I mean, that's like the dopamine rush when you get close to completing something and you kind of know, like you know, you made some of the writer, the more right the writer, you know, the right decisions were formed in your gray matter. Yeah, we got a couple streams mapped out today. Yeah, so and even to get, I just keep thinking about it. Even if I were to do a review, sit down, flip through of Ash versus Jason versus Ash. I mean, Jason versus Freddy versus Ash. I would have to watch the Evil Deads. I know Freddy versus Jason pretty well, but I would have to watch about 3 movies or 4. Yeah, I'm not an Evil Dead guy either. Like I know the gospel. I know it's supposed to be funny and awesome, but even like Evil Dead 2, it's a lot like Terminator 2 and Desperado. Desperado pretty much is a remake of El Mariachi. Terminator 2 is just about a remake of Terminator. Like when you just go through what happens. It's a remake of Terminator with John Connor and more details of Skynet, which is what you would want if you had a bigger budget and more attention making that first movie. But here we go. And we will do his mask, which is essentially a modified diamond mask, which is fine because he's supposed to be like a little kid. There's again like another diamond mask very similar to Marvel, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Guys, I'm there with this. We're happy. We're happy. And I have to swap out my ink. This ink is too thick. All right, and let's get into his mask too, almost it's almost a riff on Nightwing. Like almost. It's almost a Nightwing mask. Very funny. But like this mask, I mean, you can connect it to 1,000 characters. Maybe even 1,000,000. Hold up here where I'm just trying to spot some of my darks. All right. Chakra. We did it. Guys, we did it. We did it. Brushwork takes longer. What can I say? All right. And then let's do, if you guys, some of the ink still might be wet, but let's do like a quick flip through. These eyes for Hero Man they bug the hell out of me. I gotta fix them. So we're getting into prompt 20, which will be Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Okay, people, thanks for hanging out. Cheers to all of you. Go have some coffee. I got to swap out my ink also. Love you. Really, AKA Padders. You guys always make this special. Let's go.